of Martin Luther King Jr., who was such an influential figure. Most of you have probably been learning about him since first grade or maybe even before. We learn about this guy more than we learn about most US presidents because of his impact on how the country's health and well-being is. Currently, I feel that you guys should start reading To Kill a Mockingbird, which is why I went ahead and provided each one of you with a copy of your own. This book relates to civil rights, and I feel like you can really take something both from this story and Martin Luther King Jr.'s story, and maybe even relate them one to another. Anyways, what do you think, Griffin?
Oh, I don't understand. Why are we reading a book about birds?
Well, you see, Mr. Shanley, this isn't about ornithology. This is about civil rights and the bigger picture on humanitarian rights, and how being treated equal can really change a country, not only from the aspect of well-being, but also from the aspect of togetherness and innovation. I feel that after you start reading this novel and you really start taking off with it, you'll really take something and maybe implement it into your own life. Anyways, thank you, class. Free time for the rest of the period. These lessons, class. All right, Gabe, can you hit the lights for us? Thank you. All right, class is dismissed, except Griffin. See me after class, please. So, correct me if I'm wrong, but this book is your grandmother's biography, right?
I don't think so. My grandma's not a bird. What are you talking about?
Wait. Your grandmother serves a tremendous part in civil rights, and since we were just learning about Martin Luther King, I think you should go home and you should ask her about her role.
All right.
What's happening, bro?
He said that book's about my grandma, bro.
Yeah, that's whack, bro.
I know, right?
That's crazy, dude.
You gotta go.
Catch you later, Luigi. Let's go, bro. All right,
Yeah.
later. See you, dog.
Hey, Grandma, Mr. B said this book's about you or something. I didn't even know.
Come on, Griffin, you gotta stop talking like that. But yes, this is my book. This was my childhood. But it was decades ago.
That's crazy. What was it like back then?
No one was equal. Not like today.
There was like segregation and stuff?
Read the book, honey. It's about civil rights.
Whack.
Hey yourself.
I'm Charles Vega Harris. I can read.
So what?
I just thought you'd like to know.
What are you, 4.5?
Going on 7.
You look right puny going on 7.
I'm little, but I'm old.
Charles Baker Harris, what a name.
And Rachel says your name is Jeremy Atticus Finch.
I gotta bet your name's about a foot longer than you are.
Folks call me Lil Dill.
Guys?
Run! Hey! What are you doing?
Down by the pond.
We were playing strip poker.
Yeah.
Cards?
No matches.
Jim, why are your pants different?
We were playing strip poker.
I fell in the pond.
We'll go get them. Just we weren't doing anything bad.
All right, class, I would say that was a successful detention. Does anyone finish the annotations I assigned?
Yo, should be. Got something for you might like, bro. So, I wrote something about page 272. I think it's like chapter 20 or something. Well, I wrote down that society shapes everyone's views because, you know, Scout's really having some trouble in her life, you know. She's being influenced by a lot of people. Just want to know what you thought about that.
Right, good to know. I think that Miss Scout definitely has had a better time in her life, and that this was during a dark time. And I think that really shaped her as the person she is today. Anyone else like to share?
Yeah, Mr. B, there's all this stuff about, gay marriage and all that floating around, and they're really being persecuted even though, they can't really help their sexuality, and I just don't think that's right, but, what do you think, bro?
I think they just want attention.
I think that's wrong of you to say that, bro. What do you think this is, bro? What do you think this is?
As we can see, exactly what Martin Luther King did not do. He did not approve of violence of the future.
We have
Get this kid out of my face!
5 minutes left. Just calm down. Calm down. Sit down.
I'll catch you outside,
We're
bro.
already in
Watch your
detention.
back, man. Bro. My crew waiting for me outside, bro.
Got my crew right here.
Alright, class, well, after that big fight where we had to move classrooms because a few chairs got broken, I'm not mad. Anyways, Ethan, you'll leave. You can share with us what you've read about Walter Cody.
I just want to say sorry about that fight. Me and Gabe, we homies now, alright? Well, Walter Cunningham, it was crazy, bro. I read that he went to school and he couldn't even afford to bring his own lunch. I'm pretty poor too, bro, but this is next level, alright? The teacher offered him a quarter to go into town and buy some food, but he wouldn't take that because he can't pay her back. That's how poor this guy is. They invited him, the Finches invited him over for dinner. And, how can Scout feel no remorse? she was just going to town.
Well, she wasn't used to stuff like that.
It's still wrong.
Yeah, well, she didn't know.
Yeah, I guess it's her father's fault for not teaching her, I guess. What do you think, Gabe?
I don't know.
Were you even paying attention?
No.
Alright, well, anyway.
Exactly.
Basically, this is, I think, in this book right now, this is just showing kind of something about the time period, how back then, it was during the Depression, obviously. They were so dirt poor. They couldn't even afford food most of the time. It's just crazy, but back to you, Mr. B.
Yes, of course. Does it hit a little too close for home not really having a father? How about you give some input on that, huh?
You know what? Let's go back to where you made fun of my father, alright? That's why I was just in the back room with your mom.
My mom is dead. Now, think about your little critiques before you finish, okay? Because next time, I'm not gonna be so generous, okay?
I got Mr. B. Yo, we don't need to fight, Mr. B, but if you want to, bro.
About non-violence, but not today.
How'd you get me in trouble?
You see, Mr. Finch, the reason I can't pass first grade is because every spring my daddy makes me help him in the field. But we got one that's about field size now.
Hey, a bushel of potatoes for me.
You guys have any honey?
Yeah.
Thank you.
What in the Sam Hill are you doing? He done drowned his dinner in syrup. You ruined it.
Scout, come here. Sit down. Some people don't eat as well as us. When they're your company, you don't just disrespect them like that. If he wants to eat up the tablecloth, you let him.
He's not company. He's just a
Hush.
Cunningham.
Everybody is your company when they're in this house, no matter who they are. Alright, let's get back to the dinner table.
Oh man, what happened? I gotta catch up. Tom Robinson's trial. Alright.
Mr. Tate.
Yes, Judge.
Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help me God?
Yes, sir.
All right. In your own words, Mr. Tate.
Well, one night, Mr. Bobby Well called me over. He had said some Negro raped his girl. So I arrived and I found her lying on the floor in the middle of the front room, right as you go in. She was pretty well beat up, but I helped her to her feet, and she washed her face in a bucket in the corner. She said she was all right. I asked her who hurt her, and she said it was Tom Robinson. I asked her if she was beat up by him, and she said yes. He said yes too. Thank you, Your Honor.
Any questions for Mr. J. Atticus?
Yes, sir. So, while you were at the scene, did you send for a doctor? Did anybody call for a doctor?
No, sir.
Why not?
Well, I'll tell you why not. It's pretty obvious she'd been properly beaten up, and there was no use.
So, nobody called for a doctor?
No, sir.
The whole time you were there, nobody called for a doctor?
No, sir.
He answered 3 times, Atticus. Okay.
Just making sure.
Do you swear to tell the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir.
Your turn.
Where were you at the night of the crime?
I was out working in the fields.
Alright. In your own words, describe what happened on the night of the crime.
I heard a scream and I came running into my house, and that Negro was thumping on my daughter.
Did you do anything about it?
I yelled and chased that Negro off my property. Then I called Hectate. I knew something was wrong.
Did you send for a doctor?
No, I didn't think it was necessary.
Why not?
She didn't seem to be right hurt.
Swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes, sir. Let's start by where you were at the crime.
Well, I was just walking home from work one day. Yeah.
So, did she ask you to come onto the property?
Yes, sir. I go over there all the time.
Did you touch her inappropriately?
No, sir.
Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
Where were you at dusk that evening?
On my porch.
Which one?
The front porch.
Miss Mayella, what happened that evening?
So I noticed an old shift road needed busted up, and I called him.
Who's him?
That Negro yonder.
Man, we're in the middle of court. Please stop crying.
Man, just tell us what happened.
I don't remember a lot, but he came up behind me and grabbed me and started choking me and cussing me out. Next thing I knew, he touched me inappropriately.
Why are you defending that black man, Atticus?
Because somebody has to.
Atticus, what's happening?
Atticus!
Stay out of it.
Stop!
What are you guys?
Stop!
What are you
Don't hurt
kids
my
doing?
dad!
Hey, kids, get out of here. Go home.
Yes, sir.
No.
Guys, let's get out of here. Guilty.
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 Guilty. Guilty.
Oh,
That Negro's running!
Get off my brother! Jim! Is your arm okay?
Does it look okay?
So what happened?
Jim and I were walking back from the Halloween party at the school, and Bobby he ran out of the woods and tried to jump us, and then Boo saved us.
Mr. Arthur.
Arthur saved us. Why'd you stab him?
I did what I had to do. Have a good night, folks.
Let's go. Time for bed.
You know, Atticus, when I finally met Arthur, he was actually really nice.
Yeah, most people are pretty nice once you get to know them.
Why are you defending him?
Hey, Atticus.
This is me time.
Well, Ethan, I'm actually glad you had input on that one. I think it's about time we talk about the kind of man Martin Luther King was.
bro.
Where were you the night of the crime?
I was out working in the fields.
In your own words, what happened at the night of the crime?
I heard a scream and I came running inside and I saw him thumping on my dog.
No, sir.
Hey yourself. I'm Charles Bigger Harris. I can read.
So what?
I just thought you'd like to know.
You're gay.
This might be the only meal that Walter has today. When he comes home, they don't have much food on the table. So, like...
No, wait. No, don't look. He's taking.